Alright, fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters, and yeah, I'm actually finally doing another showcase. Yay! Anyway, so now, Cena and Glaceon. 5 out of 5, 6-star EX, plus 10 energy, EX rolled. Obviously not Super Awakened, and I don't plan on Super Awakening her, maybe the first level. The stats are nice, I will admit that. Other than that, I'm good. So yeah, Cena and Glaceon with their pretty much fully invested unit is really good in pretty much any content for the most part. She's a Sprint Ice type with the Special Striker EX roll, and she's got very, very solid damage in the forms of Special Moves Next Enhancement with her Trainer move, as well as her passive here of Consuming Berries and giving herself Special Moves Next for Consuming Berries. And of course she gets Sync Countdown as well on top of that because of it, as well as the Sprint EX roll function and the Trainer move as well. So she gets pretty much Special Moves up next and Sync Countdown in the same methods, which is directly powering up her buddy move, Beautiful Icy Wind, which has 180 power, it's AoE, and it does not have split damage. Very, very solid, and it debuffs enemy speed and accuracy, and also has the Piercing Blows effect, where it can ignore most enemy damage reduction passives, such as Acute Senses, and things like that. So that's very, very good. It makes her pretty strong for the Legendary Gauntlet because that, disables a lot of enemy utility, like Tornadus, Latias, which she can debuff a lot anyway, so Latias isn't necessarily a problem as is, and also, like, Uxie and etc., right? Cresselia is also another big one. So, good in that game mode, good damage dealer overall. I mean, you can see her stats, 490 special attack is pretty solid on top of the, again, high-powered buddy move with all the special moves next buffs. Does not, of course, beat out Champion Red, but as you'll see later in the video, where I use her in the damage challenge, is still pretty good for doing ice damage. But I guess you could say it's the ultimate mode to test out damage ranges? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. That's pretty much just her in base. A little bit of Sync Countdown, a good bit, and Special Moves Next buffs. She also gives herself Evasion and Special Attack on entry, so she's got Dodge utility. That combined with Piercing Blows gives her very, very solid Gauntlet prowess. Being able to dodge via accuracy and evasion, accuracy debuffs and evasion buffs, and also having Piercing Blows to deactivate enemy gimmicks, gives her a lot of potential for at least very cheap duos, I would think, and then again, very, very good for quite a few souls as well. Again, as you'll see later on. And in the grid, a lot of that stuff is enhanced. She's got Blind Spot for extra multiplier activation because she does have Brain Power as an innate. 200% in total multipliers with those fully activated. Very, very solid. Again, being AoE with the Special Strike EX roll. She's got entry team evasion 2, buffing ally evasion by 2 on entry. That gives her also +6 evasion, considering she gives +4 to herself. So you're going to have Blind Spot maxed out with that, and also a little bit of dodge on the team is very nice for the damage challenge, and also just in general preventing some damage. First Aid 4 for healing. Very, very good gauntlet tool. A good tool in general, but very, very helpful in that game mode, specifically for, you fail a dodge or whatever while you still got this healing safety net, which is nice. She's got first sync move, restoring Berry MP. Sadly, I wish this was renewable, but it is only the first time, so if you use her sync move, you'll be getting Berry MP back, which can give you more special moves next, because the one big problem I have with this character is that her special moves next are very front-loaded. She does them all at the beginning of the battle and pretty much nothing left for the end, where you have all the sync buffs and kind of want the extra damage, but it also does help out in, I guess, mostly Legendary Arena stages, where you can ramp up damage very quickly, or like in Nita's Ultimate Battle, where you can get to that 80% HP threshold very quickly and not have to worry too much about, like, sync moves breaking through it and not, like, doing too much damage and all of that. She's got 4 total sync nodes, that you're really only going to have 3 available to you. Again, this is a plus 10 energy Cena unlocked. She's got Soften Up 1 for guaranteed crits, great in the damage challenge, pretty good in most other game modes as well, where you want to really make use of that AoE sync move. Having guaranteed crits on that is nice. Hit special defense down 2, -2 special defense on all opponents, as long as you hit them. That's very, very good. She's able to debuff accuracy, speed, and special defense. That enhances her damage, team's damage. It's all very, very strong. And also Hunter's Instinct for some multipliers for herself. Again, her buddy move is pretty strong, just in base, so having multipliers to make it stronger is good. And again, like, more sync nodes. Also, she's got Ice Beam Hostile Environment 4, so if you want to fight any, like, mostly Legendary Arena stages, but also pretty much any stage in general that doesn't have, like, freeze immunity, you can get a pretty much 50% chance to freeze, which can be good and very, very clutch for turn denial, and making her survivability and the team's survivability a good deal better. So she's got a lot of good tools to enable her in a lot of different game modes. Dodge and damage for the damage challenge. Dodge plus decent healing with like First Aid 4. And also piercing blows for the legendary gauntlet. High score event, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I mean, I think she's going to be good in that game mode regardless. Just because, again, dodge antics are fun. It's half the reason Costume Zinnia could plus 1,000 strength at some stages. Accuracy debuffs and dodge are goated, I've figured out there. Yeah. She's good pretty much anywhere. I've got her lined up for Champion Stadium Battle, High Score Event Battle, not High Score Event Battle, Champion Stadium Battle, Damage Challenge Battle, Battle Rally, Ultimate Battle, and Legendary Gauntlet. And we'll go ahead and pop into those battles and see what she can do. This is a pretty long intro. Those of you who want to see haha funny numbers, here we are against Drasna of the Champion Stadium. I love this setup, honestly. We got this half sync acceleration because of the parameter. We use Cena's trainer move in order to get the sync acceleration to get our first sync move in here. Ice Wish to set up the Ice Zone and Super Effector next with Dana, just pretty much for fun. Glaceon takes 5,000 damage there, that's fine, no biggie. Because we're maxing out Cena here. This is the Cena that has Soften Up 1, as well as Blind Spot, and of course Brain Power. So this just goes, yeah, goodbye. No damage range checks there, it's just goodbye. That's what I love the most about these Sync Accelerated related runs, is that you pretty much can pick up whatever you want in terms of buffing enemy damage, because as long as you get to your first sync move, it really doesn't matter, because they just die in that one shot. So that's the fun part about that. She can do, obviously, great ice damage here. I mean, not much else needs to be said. Ice Zone, Super Effector Next Enhancement, very, very free to get. Yes, I used a level 41 1-star Egg Glaceon just for that, because I didn't want to invest too much into a Glaceon that was not at least 3-star. I'd love a shiny, please. Game, give it to me. You didn't give it to me last time. Whatever, it's fine. Thank you, Dana and Glaceon, for providing the very funny 40,000 damage, half-second clear. Alright, let's skip the formalities and beat Nita. Yes, screw this stage, hate it. Used Rika just because I wanted to use Rika. I figured she could do it, and I just had fun doing it. It was pretty funny to see. Yeah, Rika really just works as a good defensive support that can apply good team tick healing with Team Triage Tank, and also be able to do some chip damage with poison, as well as, I guess, accuracy debuffs, though those really don't matter here. Mostly, like, the moves up next enhancements you can also do, maxing out Cena's special attack for her brain power, and just a few other things. And of course, Irida's here for Hail, Ice Zone, speed debuffs, damage of her own, double support EX. I mean, what else is there? There's a ton. This turned into the Rika agenda. I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but if the video is titled The Rika Agenda, you know why. Because I am going to be repping Rika from now on, pretty much, because she is so good. It's absolutely nuts. She's tanking these ground zone boosted Nita attacks. It's really crazy. I think that's pretty damn noteworthy to have. I did pick up Noxious Hit on her, so she has -1 attack and special attack when attacking poisoned enemies, which is very good, of course, and obviously enemies who attack her get debuffed as well. This battle's very consistent. I want to make that known. This battle's extremely consistent. As long as you do pretty much the exact same thing, it really doesn't matter. You're gonna win anyway. Here's an Earthquake. I should have really set up Ice Zone here instead of using the Icy Wind with Irida, but it didn't even end up really mattering, even though we took a ground zone sand boosted Earthquake here. Rika's just that good of a tank. Again, Team Trash Tank is absolutely goated. Plus Irida providing the team gradual healing is nice. Obviously this is about Cena, but really, the buffs that Cena's getting here are really nuts, and it really makes her damage really, really shine. Especially, again, even despite the fact that her special moves up next buffs are front-loaded, again, that's pretty helpful here to where you can get to that 80% HP requirement faster and not really have to worry about, like, using Irida's nuke and Nita's at, like, 81% HP. This makes it so it actually does a lot more damage and isn't just going to get stopped by that bar, which is really, really good. And again, here, like, look at this, 30,000 damage AoE pretty much, and this is even her sync nuke, and it's without the special moves next buffs, I believe. That's obviously really, really strong. It's really, really good. So Cena's great for ice damage, whether it be spread or single target, whatever. I mean, like she's gonna take Nita down to the 50% HP here. Okay, 51%. Whoopee. Man, that's fun. And then she knocked herself down to the 50% HP with the hail. Love it. Should have used the Icy Wind afterwards, but it's not really a big deal. Ice Zone boost is still there. Pretty good, honestly. The good thing here is that the role of Cena, being a sprint character, was really, really good for this, or at least their sync acceleration with the Citrus Berries was very, very helpful. Skipping an entire turn just so we could get to Ira to sync move faster was very good for getting in the double support EX here to now boost Cena's sync move. Oh boy. This is going to be nuts. This is Cena's sync move, maxed out, +6 special attack, +6 evasion, 4 sync buffs, Ice Zone. This is what you're looking at. This is what you're cooking with this character. There's I'm pretty sure there's special defense debuff somewhere on the enemy team. Yeah, 140,000 damage all around. That's good. Yeah, that's obviously really, really good. And we lived to the end. Even Rika lived. Almost took a hyper beam, but didn't have to. Yeah. Good for deactivating Nita's speed gimmick, and good for doing very strong, very fast on-type damage. Again, that's where I think that these early on special moves and X buffs can kind of shine, is when you have to break through that 80% HP barrier against Nita, without sacrificing some power on your sync moves. It makes it kind of fluid, and it just works well, especially with how well she synergizes with Irida, who is the best counter to pretty much all of Nita's gimmicks. So she basically takes up the role of deactivating gimmicks, pretty much double with the speed debuffs, and also being able to actually do the primary, be the primary damage dealer as well, which is obviously really good. Champion Red, haha, you can't deactivate her gimmicks, though it's still an easier run with him. Anyway, Rika representation, taking ground zone boosted ground attacks. Love that. All right, here we go, beating up Tornadus. Yes, goodbye. Tornadus, definitely one of the hardest legendary arenas, simply because of his gimmick. He needs paralysis, and having one thing that shuts you down specifically is annoying. At least in Yuxi's case, it can be, for one, nuked through, because it provides some of its own status changes, and also status conditions in general are not that hard to get. Tornadus needs paralysis specifically, and consistent paralysis at that, or at least he really wants it. You don't need it, there are definitely ways to go around it, but he really does want it. Nita doesn't care. Not Nita. Cena doesn't care. Nita kind of cares. A lot, actually. But Cena, she's got the dodge, obviously. Hurricanes with accuracy debuffs on top of evasion buffs are not going to be the most accurate things in the world. Unless you're just bad. I'm kidding. My god, Tornadus loves to do that so much, where it hits through friggin' accuracy. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Probably the biggest issue with this run it could definitely be bar 3, because of all the freaking confusion that you could be annoyed with, but also bar 2. Fly sucks. If you don't land a lot of potential quad Qs or insta Qs, whatever it is, then it could be annoying. If I would have actually landed that Q there on Icy Wind, wouldn't have had to worry about Tornadus using Fly literally at all, but it didn't really end up mattering because we dodged the attacks, thankfully. So if you don't dodge those flies, I'm pretty sure they're OHKOs. At least in my case, it was. At least it was very, very close to it. God, I hate Fly. Dodging as many attacks as possible is, of course, one of the best way for Cena to actually survive stages, which is pretty feasible, all things considered, just because of the fact that she can debuff accuracy extremely quick on top of buffing her evasion literally instantly. Really, really good. Dodging both flies there, very, very nice, very, very strong, and actually landing this Icy Wind, yes, at the start of the bar. Landing as many attacks at the start of the bar or half bar or after your sync moves as possible is going to make the run easier, but obviously there's some wiggle room considering everything here. The bad thing though, Tornadus is Piercing Gaze on bar 3, so you gotta really preserve your HP. Taking too many attacks or proccing your first aid 4 early on is going to pretty much make bar 3 impossible, unless you've got good skill gear, or maybe if you give her healthy healing as a lucky skill instead of fast trek, which I could see a case for sure, simply because you might take attacks earlier on and take more damage, and of course the amount of time it'll take her to use an action will be slowed by the tick healing, so it might actually maintain gauge a little bit better. But I chose Fast Track because her gauge is a little bit slow, especially when Tornadus isn't queuing up any moves and she's consistently using her own, so Fast Track was helpful here, though might not be necessary either way. 15% HP, survived, it didn't get flinched by the air slash, that would have been so bad if so. Yeah, so dodge Tornadus' attacks in the first 2 bars, and then just brute force through it in the last bar, because again, she does have that little bit of healing utility with first aid 4, which enables that entire run to be possible. If she didn't have that, it would be, I'd say, impossible, right? I mean, maybe healthy healing would enable it? I'm not sure, actually. If anyone wants to go and fact check that, go for it, but what's the point in thinking of what ifs? Either way, solo Tornadus, very, very solid accomplishment. Alright, here's a god-awful Battle Rally run. The biggest utility that she's got in the Battle Rally is the fact that she can dodge attacks pretty effectively, get +6 evasion on entry, being able to debuff accuracy with her buddy move as well. Applying sync acceleration is good because a lot of these fights are shorter, other than the ultimate battle. So there's legitimate cases for this being good. Just this stage happens to be fucking Wallace, who buffs his accuracy for one, and also needs a status condition, so I had to bring Tierno, who was good in anyway because my boost is fire, so it was cool. Brought it with Lysander for Kalos Pals, also more sync acceleration, because this has a field sprint boosted stage. Gotta love that. Field sprint. Cool. This run was pretty ineffective, or inefficient in a lot of ways. My Lysander grid is not optimal. My Tierno is not gridded at all. I'm pretty sure I'm still running Fast Track from the Tornadus run on Cena, so this could have been better in a lot of different ways. Keep that in mind. And I also queued up Ice Beam here because I'm stupid and forgot that it doesn't matter what move she uses up Citrus Berries when using a move anyway. So there was literally 0 point for me to use Ice Beam here. If I wanted to save actions, just should have not queued anything up. I was stupid. I realized that. Whatever, though, it's fine. Probably would have been better just to go for another one of Cena's sync moves, but I went ahead and went for Lysander's anyway. Oh, I'm so stupid. I shouldn't have queued up anything with Icy Wind. It would have been so much better, but I already cleared the run. So, yeah. Just reminder, don't use Ice Beam there. Use nothing. Not that you're ever going to find yourself in this situation, but this is more so me beating myself up over it, so don't worry about it. Gauge here ends up being bad. Pretty bad at that, because freaking 4-gauge move user Lysander here. We gotta love that. Whatever. Almost KOs. Would have KO'd. Again, would have KO'd if I had an optimal grid, or an optimal lucky skill, or if I hadn't used fucking Ice Beam instead of the friggin' Icy Wind. Oh well, whatever. We get to end with a beautiful Glaceon Sync move, so that's not all bad. Also, we landed that burn with Tierno. I don't remember, actually. Was that a 10% burn with Tierno? Hold on, I actually need to look at Damage Challenge Tierno's kit now. I don't have him gridded. I know he gets Hostile Environment something in the grid. I just don't know what he's got in base. Damage Challenge Tierno, what do you have? There we go, there's another run. Yeah, he doesn't have any boosted burn chance, so I literally got a 10% burn there, which was needed for Wallace, because he's got... Yeah, I don't remember what it's called now. Damn. No, he's got Robust Physique. Haha, that's what it's called. That way you can't crit when you don't have a status change. Anyway, or status condition. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, there it was. Battle Rally battle. She's good for dodge tanking in stages where it's just, probably Sprint Strike or some sprint stage. Again, you don't have the support. She can act as one with her dodging, if you're lucky enough. Not a bad idea. Alright, reusing footage. Yes, this is how we get views. We reuse what we've already done, put in no effort. It's okay, it's whatever. Yeah, Damage Challenge. I wanted to do it, but why would I re-record my Damage Challenge run when I'm going to do the same thing? Why would I purposely make the run worse? I'm not exactly trying to go full-on Goku here and break my limits in how many of these runs I can do. Either way, whatever. Damage Challenge, spam the berries. I did not notice this or know this at all pretty much whenever I was initially thinking of seeing it in the Damage Challenge, but I already knew she'd be good for it. You can use the berries as a spammable item like a potion or Sing Spam or whatever it may be, which is really, really good. Having pretty much 3 instances of that, 4 if you pick up first Sync move, Berry Restoration or whatever, which I wouldn't for this Damage Challenge, but not really the point. It's good. It gives you extra opportunities to be able to do really, really fast actions and reduce sync countdown with barely giving the enemy time to move. Again, she also gives dodge. Combine that with Chase, who gives dodge, speed, and the Kanto Circle, and the Sprint DX roll, which I purposely invested at for him, and paralysis. Obviously Chase, very good character for the Damage Challenge. Combined with that with his evasion, and you've got very, very good methods of team evasion to prevent enemy actions, from going through. And again, Cena's already got her +6 evasion to dodge a lot of enemy attacks, as you can see here. Combine that with Rosa. Again, we got a lot of sync countdown very, very early on in this fight because of Chase's, not really Chase, but Rosa and Cena being able to use their potions and berries and Rosa's Sing in order to actually get a ton of actions in very, very quickly. And then combine that with Chase's Sprint EX roll, and then into Cena's -3 sync countdown when all of her berries are gone. We got to our second sync move extremely quickly. Chase provided the team a speed buff so Rosa could spam Sing. Rosa provides the special moves next so that the ending beautiful Icy Wind will be doing a ton of damage. Very, very good stuff. Yeah, sadly that Seed Bomb hit, which is whatever. It doesn't really end up mattering too much anyway, because all the other attacks are missing. Yes. appreciate it. Obviously, Cena can do good damage with the damage challenge. I'm not saying she's going to beat out Champion Red, but I think she's the second best option. I don't know if Signal Suit ends better. I doubt it. His multipliers are a little bit wonky to activate, where Cena's are not. Simply, they aren't. Needing special attack buffs and evasion is very, very good when she provides the evasion buffs completely on her own, and two of the best damage challenge characters are special attack buffers in the form of Champion Blue and Chase. So, very good and very easy to multipliers to activate. She gets the Sprint EX roll, so makes her good for it. Is she better than Champion Red? Again, no. Obviously, she's not going to be better than Champion Red, but she's going to be very, very good as a secondary option if you just don't happen to have him or whatever, right? That's pretty much all there is to it. Obviously, again, not taking up the mantle as the best character for the role, but I would say the second best. And I can't think immediately of a lot of ice types off the top of my head, but again, she's good, so we appreciate that. Thank you, Cena, for all of that. And yeah, that was the Cena showcase in all the different game modes. Yeah, very, very good character. Great for the gauntlet, great for the ultimate battles, great for the damage challenge. What more do you want? She's going to probably perform very well in the high score event too. Other than the fact that it's very physical leaning, but who cares? Whatever, I'll see you all later. Hope you all enjoyed. Go look on your summons, go look on your skipping. Update is coming very, very soon. Thank you all for waiting quite a while for this showcase. Yeah, peace.